I am a recovering alcoholic. I had an awful accident and I hit rock bottom and I didn't know where to turn. I was taken to group in the days when we still had physical groups. And the first time I walked in there, I was like, oh, hell no. We're all sitting around here doing the tea and cake thing and discussing our problems. Not for me. Until I actually sat and listened. And I realized that a lot of what was being said was me, was what I was going through and what I was experiencing. And I have been to, I can tell you, I've been to shrinks. I've been to psychologists. I have done the whole trip. I have done my own self-help. And needless to say, I called them all a load of shite. And this, going to Louise, where she asks you the questions that you actually ask yourself but are too afraid to answer. And going through everything that she talks to you about and you talk about, you end up talking about stuff you never thought you'd ever mention. It would all stay hidden. Doesn't stay hidden. Believe me, it all comes out in the wash. Anybody not knowing where they are or where to turn to, going through any sort of doubt within themselves, one chat to Louise will change everything because she asks you the right questions at the right time. Don't know how she does it, but she does. And then when you really don't want to say something, she gets you to say it. I would advise anybody seriously in a situation where they are at their wit's end, where you know there is something better, but you don't know how to go about it. She gets you to a point where you can start asking the right questions of yourself. She listens, and you don't get a lot of people that listen. You get a lot of people that listen to answer you. She never tells you or advises if she's not in the right place to advise you what to do. I'm never used to talk, especially in big groups. I would be the one that would sit to one side and watch everybody. I still do it, but the benefits were I've learned a lot about myself. I've learned who I'm supposed to be and who I'm slowly becoming more and more. I've got out of the angry phase of me. I went through almost all my life being angry and not knowing why, and speaking to Louise and going through everything. It has been amazing. It has opened up so much and made me realize so much from my past. In my relationship, I'm no longer in the same frame of mind as I was with my previous relationship. I'm now being the adult I was supposed to be, and not behaving like the child I was behaving like. And being able to differentiate between, what is a healthy relationship and a toxic relationship. I mean, a lot of people don't even realize that. If you don't have self-worth, then you are not going to achieve very much. When I started, I thought I had all the self-worth and a very high self-esteem and what have you of myself, only to realize that I wasn't even a quarter of the way where I'm supposed to be. It's taken a long road. I mean, I've been doing this since 2013. I always go back to the original self-worth exercises that we did. Without the self-worth program, I wouldn't be who I am now. And I wouldn't have the answers I have now. And I wouldn't have the wherewithal to sort out the small things that come up in my daily life. We'll keep going back to it. You won't just do it once and go, okay, I've done it now. You need to know your own self-worth in order to move forward, in order to grow, and grow in the way you should be growing. Half the people that we meet with are just flopping around from day to day, not knowing where the hell they're going or what they're doing or where they've come from. Once you do the self-worth, you start realizing things about yourself, things that you thought were imposed on you or put upon you because that's who you are. You're so accepting, you will take on anything. Your self-esteem and your self-worth go hand in hand. As you grow, you become a better version and a better version. So the only way you can do it is by improving your self-worth. When I met those people, I was not the person I am today. So meeting the people that I'm meeting now through the online group has afforded me the ability to see people so differently to the way I used to. Being able to see people in another country and their lives and the way their lives are lived gives you so much more insight into just every day and how you are able to have an impact on someone else. Sitting there and they're going through something and you've been through it. I mean, a lot of my stuff now that I talk about when we have the group sessions come from my own personal experience. I'm not afraid to talk about it. In the beginning, yes, I was. I would not open my mouth for fear of who would see it. Now I'm going, hang on a minute. But it could only help that person if they saw it. Maybe they'd get a better understanding of who I was then and who I am now. And it's also by being kind to yourself, you in turn are able to be kind to other people. So when we look at each other through this medium, we are not seeing the broken person, we are seeing the person who you are becoming. Look at the person they are becoming, look at the work they are doing. Yes, you can go away and read the book and come back and go, woohoo, I've read the book. But how much of that book have you understood? Having a forum like we have now, where we've got a load of people, all different opinions and different views on what is happening in that book. Yes, it all leads to the same, the end result that we have. Someone might see it totally different to you and have a better way of approaching something than you have. I have chatted to people, outside of the circle, outside of the group, if they've contacted me and asked me for advice on what to do. And some of the people have been people who don't even attend online sessions. And I always have the same saying, how much more are you prepared to continue on the path you're continuing without giving some credit to yourself? You've got to be there for you. You've got to do it for you. And the day you put yourself first, you will see the difference in everything around you.